Welcome, everybody, to another exciting race in the Zelda 1 Random Percent Tournament. My name is Magic Friends, and I am joined today by Chrono JJ. Chrono, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I trust you're doing well as well. And we've got Fred Coughlin, who is, as I understand, basically the creator of the randomizer against syscrusher. And I think both players are pretty good and getting ready to go. And we should have a pretty good match. Now, what I found interesting when I looked into this is that Fred got a bye in the first round. Very interesting.
Fred.
Surprised he didn't get a bye straight to the finals. Just kidding.
But, both these runners are very good. syscrusher has a lot of experience in multiple different randomizer formats. Fred obviously got to play this game before any of us, as he wrote the program for it. So this should be exciting.
And I saw that syscrusher won his first game 2-0 against JSR, who is no slouch. So for sure, this should be some good games that we've got tonight. And what we're going to have, we have no idea because it's almost all randomized, which I find really cool, sometimes frustrating, as you mentioned earlier when we were talking about it, but overall, it's like an additional puzzle or many puzzles to figure out. And here we go.
We're starting at Monocle Rock with nothing in our inventory slot. That's interesting.
Oh, the blue ring and the raft.
Right, so we got plenty of defense, but we start with no offense, and that's rare for these seeds. The runners, Fred's immediately finding the power bracelet on one screen north of start, so that's still not going to help him clear anything on the overworld, but does get the Armos item out of the way.
Yeah, well, the blue ring to start off with, that's really nice, especially, seems like sometimes the hearts are hard to find when you're trying to rush through dungeons. So yeah, blue ring is good.
Yeah, a couple of flags that can be turned on. Heart shuffle can be on or off. So a lot of times the runners find a couple of hearts in obvious locations in the dungeons, or if they see the heart at the ladder, they're going to assume that heart shuffle is off and then just ignore all the rest of the hearts. Cave shuffle is obviously on, but we could have candles available in many of our caves, or we could not. So that's going to dictate whether or not our money is needed for a candle, or whether we can save it up for something like maybe a boomstick or an atlas that could also be in the seed.
We are checking the original. Oh, there's the sword in its original spot.
That is a 50-50 flag, so it just means that that flag rolled to be in the original spot. Or had the 1% chance of being there.
Right, I guess. Oh, there's the dungeon, and this is the vanilla Armo spot. Oh, we have question mark levels. Oh, that's awesome. And a compass right away. Ooh,
all right, so that turns off one of our flags, one of them being that the Triforces are in their original rooms, so we're going to have to clear out some enemies to get those Triforces today.
Oh, there's Dungeon 9. Oh, just up left of original start. All right. Okay.
Fred gonna Kanata key that door real quick and then head back into his exploration. syscrusher already up on Death Mountain after taking the warp, but he's actually going to do this awesome screen clip to get into this screen here and check another Armos item spot. And that'll put him back towards a lot of open doors.
Yeah, it will. Fred kind of saved maybe a little time right away just going up and checking that Armos item right at the start, which happened to be the right one. So, ooh, there's the white sword. Is the white sword. Okay, all right. So no bomb upgrades. At least not in the white sword, magic sword.
A white sword can be triggered by anywhere between 3 and 6 hearts. So not 3 hearts right now, but they can find a couple on the overworld, maybe pick up that white sword and increase their combat. Both these runners are very experienced at the game, so if they get blue ring and white sword, they're going to be very comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly going to get at least 5 or 6 hearts, I would think, so you'll get that white sword pretty quick, and I think Fred's going to find it, at least know it's here, because I think it's this screen that Fred's in right now.
Our first look at the shop items looks pretty vanilla to me, so it looks like we're not going to have to worry about those candles getting rolled up super high.
Let's check the raft spot. We'll see if the raft gives anything helpful. And not there. Thanks for sailing to the island here. I'll take your money. And then he's booted right back to the island. Oh, that hurts. Not again.
Yeah, that is a miserable screen to get off of with that many enemies on it.
Yeah, what I've learned is you almost want to kill them all before you sail, otherwise you get what's happening here, which I hate to laugh, but...
What I've learned is to up A from that screen.
Yes, that's what he's doing. So, if syscrusher does it, it must be good. But still, you don't want to, go all the way down there, then have to kind of restart. But you'll probably find is, we do have a boomstick.
We have a boomstick seed, and we find a candle in that shop. Fred's going to pick up that candle. He doesn't know yet if the overworld hearts have a candle, but he didn't see one in the sword shop, so there's a good chance at it.
I think there wasn't there? I think there was a candle with the original sword.
Was there? I didn't see. I guess I must have seen it then.
I'm pretty sure there was. So if it's in the original sword, will it always be with the hearts then when you find them on the overworld? Or are they different? I think
that's okay, yeah. Syscrusher's just picking up a sword now. There was a candle there as well. So that's why Fred was debating, do I spend the money here to just buy this candle, or do I try to find a heart location? Instead, he's just going to buy the candle and get it over with, because he may not find a heart location in an easy accessible spot.
Yeah, you're right. He could potentially go all game and not find it.
Fred doing the awesome HUD clip to get up to this potion shop and finds more boomsticks.
These guys with their tricks, screen scrolling, HUD. Oof.
DH Storm also pointing out that he's probably going to want to pick up as many hearts as he can on the overworld. Neither of these runners are going to grab a ton of hearts in the dungeons, but he wants that white sword.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. See, this stinking miles beyond me, and I'm just watching. This deck is interesting, but you got to find that wand.
So we have a fairy location up at 5, which means we are not on a first quest overworld. We're at least second. We have to be second quest, I believe.
Entirely second quest, right? Not even mixed?
Yeah, not even mixed. That'll only happen. The two, they've already checked a couple things, but that should confirm it.
Okay.
And Syscrusher's not that far behind Fred. He's going to have most of this information as well.
Yeah, I really have an up A there. Didn't really change a whole lot. I mean, no bad overworld deaths or anything like that. Both these players are pretty good, so you probably won't see too many of those. But we do have vanilla any roads too, I noticed when Fred was pushing blocks earlier. There's like this book is in like every single shop on the map.
Yeah, the really shops there's 4 different shops in the game. Regardless of how the seed rolls, there's always going to be like one shop that there's only 2 locations for, and another shop that there's like 6 or 7 of them.
Okay.
So the boomstick's just in the common shop location, which the common shop is similar to the shop you see right when you start the game.
Okay.
They've just randomized what items are in it.
Right. So who really knows? But yeah, boomstick for sure, or at least a book, which might have more uses than just the boomstick here as well.
We could have Atlas on, and everybody's saying K, so it could also translate these, or they could not translate these things.
I thought if they all said the same, it's required to translate, but then you don't know if you're going to get helpful hits or not.
Right. We don't know how helpful translating matters.
Right. It may be more hurtful than helpful. Oh, that's an expensive gambling. Or those are hints, weren't they? Not gambling.
Yeah, those were pretty expensive hints too.
Yeah.
I think the cheapest one was 39, and that's not easy to get to.
No, not on, because the second quest overworld, so there's a dungeon, but one large secret. What is this dungeon? Okay, up at the very top. It's a very green palette.
There's a pretty good chance this is... Let's see, what... I have no idea.
I hope it's shapes, because I love shapes, and I know some people don't, but I don't know, I find shapes exciting, because it just adds even more mystery. I mean, if I guess the color doesn't necessarily matter because that could be shuffled. Only seen 2 rooms so far, so hard to know for sure. Taking a while to... Fred's so brave. Like, he's like so close to these monsters, even though 1 hit... Oh no, he's got the blue ring, doesn't he? That's why. So it would take 2 hits there.
Still, every one of those bops is a half a heart. And,
Right.
Fred using the Gibdo Sprite, so he's got to fight Lynx in this room.
Ooh, now he's down to half a heart. Yeah, keep running over on the top.
This is starting to look like a 2Q, like a First Quest 4 maybe? Or First Quest 5, one of those two?
Maybe. Oh, that key over there. It could be the D, though, couldn't it? From second quest?
Yeah, it could be a D as well. Until he gets farther south, we're not really going to know. Oh, those are red bubbles, so we have second quest enemies here.
Somewhere. Well, we have... That doesn't necessarily mean this dungeon second. Oh, takes a death. But we do know there's second quest dungeons somewhere, and I think some are saying 7, 8, and 9 for second quest because of where they started on dungeon 9. Okay, takes a death. Syscrusher, meanwhile, still roaming around the overworld. There was a heart container on the coast. He's going to check the other raft. I don't think we've seen the other one yet. And now, oh, Fred has to re-clear this room?
Yeah, he just got far enough through that he has to re-clear this. Syscrusher does find an arrow shop on the raft location, as well as the bombs. So that could come in handy later.
Okay. I think that's the first time I've seen that I can at least remember seeing like arrows anyway in a shop. Or bomb. Maybe there were... No, I think... Whatever. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. But Syscrusher's heading pretty close to where Fred is on the overworld, so might jump in this dungeon as well. And there he is, jumping in the same dungeon. That's a tough, like, initial room to get through. It just takes so long to get through these guys.
Bunnies are taking about 10 hits each. Nothing is rolled down, really. And they're doing this with 3 hearts. So that's not... it's not the easy mode.
No, you can see Syscrusher. Oh, the recorder is needed to kill this. And he doesn't have a key. Can't go through that way. Try the other way. That doesn't work. Oh, so can't go that way unless they have a key. Or the recorder, potentially.
And here we go again.
No, he only went like a few rooms. So why does he, in this case, why does he have to... Is it because he saved and exited? Or saved and continued?
Yeah, man, when he's saving and continuing, it's resetting his entrance into the dungeon. Since there's no... there's a couple of enemies in the game that will lock a room, those being the bubbles and the spike traps. But since neither of those are in the room, he just has to clear it every time. And the same thing's going to happen to Syscrusher here if he has to come back through.
Yeah, if he goes down and sees that room, he's going to have to do it again. Yeah, this is a rough room to start in. It just takes so long. Like, I mean, I'm not very good at combat. I would almost consider just coming back with the white sword, because you've got a total of 7 dungeons you got to get through. And with these enemies all being so strong. Okay. This is the room I think Fred died in. That was the room he's in now.
Yeah, this one's going to be weird because those bubbles...
Slow bubbles. Oh, that's the worst thing. I felt it for the first time the other day, and it... Not only does it make it harder, it's like so frustrating. That makes it even more hard.
Especially since combat against... Yeah, there's another death for Fred. Especially since combat against Dark Nuts is all about like getting just close enough to stick them and then just running away.
Oh, no, Syscrusher's got to go. This is like... We've already seen them clear this room so many times. And we're only like 4 rooms into this dungeon. And these These monsters are probably sorry that they have to keep respawning just to die again. Got syscrusher over there. Man, this is such a tough room.
Between the layout and the fact that there's second quest bubbles in this, I'm thinking that this is second quest 4. And if that would explain a lot of why both these runners are still digging this out. Looks like syscrusher's about to leave, but Fred thinks it's second quest 4. It's the dungeon that has 3 items.
Yeah. Depending on if the heart is shuffled or not, which we don't know yet. Oh, at least a heart, probably, but a couple items. And Fred is trying it again.
So that move was Fred left the room to lock this room so that there's only one enemy in the room. Now, if he hits retry,
it'll only have one?
It'll only have one monster.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. That's a cool tip. Huh. It will, well, Garion saying it'll go back to full. So Garion is questioning Fred.
It might be because I said retry on accident. I didn't mean retry, I don't think.
Well, let's see. He really wants... Man, if he gets paid off with, like, say the wand is under this, and then he gets money for the book, that could be huge. But say it's nothing, then potentially, this could be even more wasted time in a dungeon. With really strong enemies, at least strong as far as takes a long time to kill. Whereas syscrusher is checking more of the overworld. He's down to just one.
Yeah, I think Fred's got this, but...
He's got it. Come on, you can do it. Okay, there he goes. Is it going to push? It does. Okay, what do we got? Oh, just a transform stare. Oh. So this is right below where I think, or maybe 2 rooms below where the Dig Dogger was.
Yeah, this feels like first quest 4 really badly now.
Yeah, I mean, there's like every room. There's no, every room you can go in the middle. So, seems like it. We'll say it's fourth quest. The second quest 4 until we see otherwise. Yeah, Fred's doing a lot of. There would be walkthrough walls, so that's why he's doing all of that, trying to walk through all these walls before he wastes bombs. Fourth quest 2. No, second quest 4. Let's see. Fred has legit tried these walls like 3 times. Oh, there's another dungeon, the very corner, bottom left corner.
That's a hard spot to get to. A lot of runners save that for much later.
We're on the bottom row, it looks like. Dungeon. A lot of the dongos in Fred's dungeon too, which aren't bad. Easy drop bombs as long as you kill them right. Now, syscrusher, there could be a push block in this room.
Fred finds the Triforce killing those dongos, so he's going to have a bit of a Triforce advantage once he picks it up, as long as he doesn't get shutter-doored or locked back out of this room.
Yeah. More dongos. It goes from one dodongo room to another.
You might have extra enemies turned on as well.
Seems like, we've already seen 3 boss rooms in this dungeon already. Yeah, it does bomb that way. Oh, we got a stairway in 7, but at least everybody's saying it's 7. It looks like it's 7. And 7 has a ton of stairways. Oh, there's the heart on the floor. Okay. So it picks up the heart. Yeah, that's definitely the D there. And we've got a compass for syscrusher. Ooh, and the way right. Have to get some stairs to get over there, I'd imagine.
And syscrusher might be in second quest 8.
8.
With that.
There's 7.
Actually, no. Now he's a road south of where he would be in 8. So this is interesting. That's an interesting location for this, unless this is maybe first quest at 8.
No, I think it's 7. 7 would be gray. And it looks like 7. Oh, Fred found some walk-through walls. I guess forward standard normally have those. So Fred still needs to find the stairway item in 4. And the floor item. Because he found a heart on the floor.
The Dongos decided they wanted to come back and fight again. Fred with +5 bombs in that dungeon as well, so that's going to give him some benefit on the overworld. Exploring is going to be a lot easier for him.
Bombs are so valuable. Kill enemies, kill all the walls.
Goma blocked Triforce in 7.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Goma blocked.
So well, he be required the seed no matter what.
He knows where the arrow shop is, so if the silvers are in 9, he doesn't really have to worry, other than having to buy them. Did not get the item out of 7.
Yeah, Fred just found a heart in 7, so we don't have an item. So we don't have any items out of any dungeons yet.
Right. And we don't necessarily know if hearts are shuffled in or not. Not a heart on the floor, which would make sense.
Fred finding some meat on the coast.
And there's some more arrows there, so there's at least a couple arrow shops. Well, 4 hearts, not enough for the white sword. So yeah, Fred doesn't know about that Goma block, so wouldn't expect him to buy any arrows anytime soon. Syscrusher now checking out some more of the burn areas, kind of in the middle south part of the map.
Fred gonna go check his raft spot here. Probably do some clipping and get into the Lost Woods again.
Yeah, for the most part, it seems like they kind of scouted most of kind of the south and southeast and southwest parts of the map, and northeast. So we've kind of got Death Mountain and kind of the graveyard area for the most part, I think, has been unexplored.
Well, Fred's going to have an advantage there. Syscrusher's down to 4 bombs right now, whereas Fred's still at 10 after clearing the coast. So Syscrusher finds a level in just south of level 1 in vanilla.
That's a very easy Triforce. 2 rooms.
That's an interesting play by Syscrusher. I would have left that Triforce on the ground in case I got Red Bubble cursed, because I could clear a Red Bubble thing with that. But he's using it to figure out what dungeon he's in.
Yeah,
which is also pretty
fun to confirm. Yeah, just to confirm which level it is, and we'll go back in now to get the item. And it is 2, based on Triforce placement on the start screen. And I think Fred, if he just goes 1 screen down here, will be in the same dungeon. Yep, so he's going to be in the same dungeon. And he chooses, he'll go down, so he'll get the Triforce, or at least see it right away. Oh, that black pushes. Oh, and he's pushed right into the Triforce, which may have been intentional. But did Syscrusher check that block?
He did not. And that's what Fred was trying to do. That he's like, well, I don't really need this Triforce. Let me push this block, trying to get down these stairs, see if I can get out of here faster without having that
the red bubble
chasing.
Oh, and it's just a stairway. Syscrusher can't go up because of that key block, and you show up right next to a Gleeok. Hello, Gleeok.
That transport took him all the way to the top of the A.
Good. So, a long way away. Ooh, does Syscrusher think he checked that block? I think he does. Yeah, he's gonna a piece out. He might not have realized that that's a push block, or thinks he maybe tried it, or just doesn't care, which could also be a possibility. Two isn't necessarily the smallest dungeon in second quest, but you're going to need a bow because of that Gliok block. Oh, here's another staircase. This should probably be the item. Ooh, a recorder.
All right, so when Fred's going to grab this recorder up A immediately, he's just going to assume that the other item is a heart, at least for now. And we're going to see, what does the recorder do today?
Will it take 2 unbeaten dungeons would be huge. Oh, well, we're in Vanilla 3. Okay, well, we're not. It looks like it's taking him to Vanilla dungeons unbeaten, which doesn't help much at all. As far as it does, I guess, help him move around.
Yeah, it's really just going to help him figure out a couple locations that he hasn't already checked. So the recorder slot in the Deadwoods is a dungeon. So we're going to need the recorder as well to beat this game. Unless this is Dungeon 1.
So it is beaten dungeon, since I guess 3 goes to 2 in the second. What? There's so much to keep track of. You guys are all so much smarter than me. Patra is 1 room into this wonderful dungeon. Ooh.
Yeah, so great. In second quest, you still recorder to the order that the dungeons... You recorder to the order that the Triforces appear on your mini, not the order of the dungeons numerically.
These Patras kind of die kind of fast. The middle is just 1 shot, and the outside aren't too bad. Syscrusher is in... This is a new dungeon, I think, that Fred wasn't in yet. I didn't actually see where he went in to get to this one.
The one Fred's in is at the whistle slot in the Deadwoods.
Right. Well, I mean, Syscrusher. I'm not sure which... where he went to get in here. But, well, we'll see. Oh, man. Fred almost got grabbed by the hand. Oh, another Patra. Man, there's Patras all over. It's a good thing they die kind of quick. Yeah, they're not in the same dungeon. They are in different dungeons because Fred had to blow his recorder to get in here, and Syscrusher did not get the recorder. Different dungeons.
Well, we've got a push block on Fred's side, so maybe we can...
No, just more stairs. But yeah, with the recorder in 2, that's where it normally is in second quest. Oh, look where he came out. So there is a bomb hole out. So vanilla items might be on. Second quest.
So if these are vanilla items, then we need the ladder out of 6 likely, and the bow out of 5 definitely.
Right. I would think the odds are with you... I mean, the odds aren't really that great to find an item in its vanilla spot without it being vanilla. I guess it could still happen, obviously, but you might as well go with the assumption that they're vanilla at this point. 1 for 1.
Once you see 2, it's like 90% chance, and once you see the 3rd, that pretty much.
Man, this Patra's kind of beating Fred up. Gotta get away from that wall. Oh,
how about a Patra?
How about another one? Oh, they're all over the place. He's got some bed bugs. Oh, there's the map. Dungeon 6 is bed bugs. Can we get the exterminator?
Nice. So it looks like Fred is in. What was Fred in? 7?
The intelligent chat people are saying 6. Second quest 6. So he would be looking for potentially the ladder. I'm sure he wants. Syscrusher, all that work to clear that room, and there is nothing in that push block. Boy, these Gleoks though.
Yeah, it looks like some of the enemies rolled pretty low.
Oh, there's the bow. So I think if he's in 5 and the bow is in 5, I think we can almost be sure it's vanilla second quest items with a full second quest dungeon set.
That gives syscrusher a pretty big lead, because that's both a knowledge lead and an equipment lead that he knows he has to have.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the recorder though. So I'd say it's still maybe mostly even, because Fred would likely get the bow anyway, because he got the recorder out of 2. So I would think he would check 6 or 5 for the bow.
But with it being a second quest overworld, syscrusher knows which dungeon that recorder is going to be in, and he's very likely to clear it out just because there's a good 7 blocks on the overworld for the recorder.
Right, yeah. And syscrusher knows which one is 2. So it wouldn't take him too long, I guess, to go back to 2 and get and there's the ladder and 6. So we definitely vanilla items. Syscrusher wasn't able to get the Triforce out though.
Well, so. Fred was able to find the Triforce. It's a good thing he found it before he found this Patra who doesn't like him.
Come on, just do your ladder clip. There you go. Alrighty. So he's got the Triforce out of 6. And I would think might be a good idea for syscrusher to go back to 2 now that he knows where the recorder most likely is. So if he thinks that if he pushed that block and maybe is still, I think he could have gotten a key and gone north in 2. I think he's gonna go by the arrows now. It looks like he's headed up to that.
He found a candle shop. And he was thinking about, what do I need to buy out of here? And then he realized in the candle shop, wait a minute. the next thing I need is arrows, and I know where arrows are.
Okay, so he got his arrows. Where does he go from here? He might just ladder clip, maybe? And no. What's he going to get? Oh, bombs? Probably bombs.
Yeah, grabs his bomb pack, up A's, and gets out of there. So that he doesn't get raft bopped back on.
Already saw enough of that. Now, Fred, this is the dungeon that was bow blocked with the Triforce, right? I'm pretty sure.
That looks about right. Yeah, because syscrusher found this compass that Fred just picked up, and then he took this transport, got over to the right, took this around the outside, and then found the Goma and the last one.
And then he was... Because, yeah, well, here you already get your hint here, where there's a Goma here. Then hoping there's not a Goma, because we definitely have more bosses than normal. And syscrusher's going back in 2, I think. Which one was this?
And syscrusher also
3
probably is going to look for this recorder after he gets this Triforce, because with all these extra bosses on as well, he needs that to clear any Digdogger blocks. And from experience, you never want to find a Digdogger block when you don't have the whistle. You know.
Wait a minute, he's got a... Oh, he's got to clear all those whiz ropes to get that Triforce. Oh. There's like 8 whiz ropes in that room.
So he just found his 6th heart. So now he knows for certain that he can go and grab that white sword.
Yeah.
I wonder. I guess this would also give him confirmation that all the items are static. So digging out this dungeon, he can find that blue boomerang on the floor very quickly. He can just 100% know.
I guess he really wants to find the boomerang. Yeah, it is. I guess he really wants to find it because he's got the heart. He knows where the Triforce is. So maybe he's just trying to check and make sure it's vanilla items.
I mean, if there's any dungeon he's going to check really quickly, it's going to be 3. As long as he doesn't get me blocked, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, Block might be in this room. Incoming? No. I guess he has only seen, as chat would point out, just 1 item so far, so he wouldn't really be sure. Fred now, he's left the dungeon down there, seeing that meat block, and is going up to the graveyard. There it is. Okay, so there's the blue boomerang. So I would think with 2 items, then syscrusher would just assume from this point on, and assume correctly, that the items are all this vanilla. Now he's going to go back and try these wizards with 3 hearts, the blue ring, and the wood sword. And 6 bombs. I guess it's 6. Okay, so not 8.
Well, he also has an open door to work with. Syscrusher knows how to manipulate these wizards, get him in front of the door, hide in the door to save some hearts, so...
Yeah. Poor dudes, they're trying so hard to get to him, too. A for effort. Yeah, it seems like they don't die too slowly either. It might only just be 2 bombs and they're down, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, 2 bombs and they're down. He's actually going to be able to save this bomb. He'll probably take some time in the overworld to farm up a count and get that back up to 5 or so.
Yeah, and Fred is in. This is, I believe, going to be Dungeon 5 that Fred is in now. So he'll be looking for the bow, I'm sure, since he already knows about the bow block. And the question will be just how long will it be before syscrusher goes back to 2? He's going to get his white sword. At that. Go back down to the dungeon, the bottom left. Now that he has the bow and the arrows. Get that Triforce. So as far as required items, with them having to buy the arrows, they probably won't ever be able to get the wand.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see a boomstick in the sea.
Yeah. So that kind of makes it unlikely that they would really dig Dungeon 8 for much.
Plus with Sucking Quest Overworld, there's not enough money to like just happen upon a bunch of secrets that'll get you there.
Right. You're more likely to find a person who's going to take all your money. Fred is looking for the bow, clearing all those. I think all the bosses are 1 HP, aren't they?
A lot of them are, but there's the Patra nodes were not, which...
But they don't count as bosses.
Because there's 12 of them. Right, they don't count as bosses.
The middle died with 1 hit.
Yeah, both Gliak and Manhandla died. Fred killed 2 parts of a Manhandla with 1 shot, so definitely 1-hit boss.
But yeah, this feels so good. You see that? Oh, there's the hard drop. Okay. Is the room with the bow? No, this was the room that he spent. Pretty sure he spent a lot of time clearing, and there's nothing.
Yep, this block probably won't push, and Fred is going to do the same thing and be sad that it doesn't push.
Yeah, well, you got to kill them all, though.
But especially since these runners have permanent sword beams on too. Like this is a luxury for them to have the blue ring and sword beams. Like they're like, this is easy mode for them.
Yeah. And syscrusher in. This is going to be 4, right? Should be 4. And yep, sorry, Fred, that did not move. Or he's in 8.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 8. Alright, now Fred's found his bow. Just 1 down.
Fred's got a bow. Fred knows he needs to go buy arrows now, but Fred is short on arrow money.
Yeah. Should find some. I mean, just as he naturally clears dungeons, if he's just grabbing whatever rupees fall down, he'll get some money. And he wants to go up to get that Triforce. Yeah, go that way. Just the map if he really wants it to confirm that he's in 5. And there he goes. He's got the Triforce for dungeon number 5. Yeah, just needs to get some monies.
Fred is up 2 Triforces, and he knows where a third one is. But both runners are still exploring, trying to find dungeons. So we have found 9, though. We know 9 is right near start, so that's not going to stop.
Oh, there's another dungeon in the... we knew about this, because syscrusher already found this, so Fred didn't know about this dungeon yet. Now he does. And he is in the purple dungeon. And we'll get the compass right away. And I believe when syscrusher was in here, he was key blocked. First time when he went in at the very beginning of the game. This is level 3. Yeah, so syscrusher had to leave and come back. And Fred will go 1 room down and find the whiz roads. And ooh, syscrusher taking a death. Fred will try to just wood sword them. And now he'll do it.
Got red bubbled there, so he got stuck.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh man, the slow, so frustrating. This is the most evil thing in the game. He's just saving and gonna restart so he doesn't have it anymore.
It seems like Fred has figured out the vanilla items. He just went straight for this Triforce and is out of 3 already.
And slow mode is just, obviously it makes you run slower, but that just is just so triggering. Oh, it's so frustrating. Fred really is going quick. He's got 6 Triforces. He just knows where the other one is that he needs to get the bow out of, and I don't think he knows where the last dungeon is yet. Maybe he did find it. They've been finding so many dungeons so quickly at the beginning, it was kind of hard to keep track. But Fred got more money, so I think he's gonna make a beeline down to the coast bow shop now.
Yep, he's heading down to this coast. He's going to pick up his arrows, finish off that dungeon as well. And then he will have pretty much everything he needs to complete this seed. Maybe he wants to get the any key out of 8, but that's probably something where it's more like if I find it on the floor while I'm digging, great. If I don't, I'm not sticking around.
Right, and because it's second quest 9, it seems like second quest 9 is more generous as far as keys and key doors. And he has 4, so yeah, I would think he would just get the Triforce quick and get out of there. But yeah, I think Fred finding the recorder his first time into level 2 kind of helped him along a little more quickly.
Yeah, it's really going to change the dynamic of the game because syscrusher already has the Triforce in 2. It's unlikely that he's going to go back in there
I think he's in it
until
now,
he realizes he has to have the recorder.
I think he's in 2. He's in 2. Yeah, I think this is the room with... No, this isn't. This is... Oh, yeah, it is. This is the recorder.
Oh, wow. That's a really heads-up play by syscrusher to come back into this, too, and grab this recorder. Because he still had plenty of spots on the overworld to check that, and technically it's not required, even though there are going to be some dig doggers somewhere. But that's really heads-up by him.
It's Fred. Oh, Fred's doing the same thing that syscrusher did earlier. There. Oh.
Ooh, he thought he had it.
He thought he did. Oh, no. This is hilarious. Oh man, this made my night. First to see syscrusher go through it. I thought it was only bad players like me that had to deal with that. And no, it's everybody. Oh, that makes me feel better about myself. Oh, that's funny. Just the little things.
Grabbing his white sword now too, so he'll be up to even with syscrusher in combat.
Syscrusher's about to find the dungeon down here. I think this was level 6 with the step ladder. Yeah, it is. So he'll be needing to get the step ladder. And we'll find all these Patras in this level. Though I don't think Fred didn't have the white sword when he came through here, because he just picked it up. So syscrusher will probably get through this just a little bit quicker. Fred's going to go to 7. He knows where the Triforce is, so that shouldn't take him long. I don't think he's found 8, though. It's a very necessary key for syscrusher. He's sitting at 0. And Fred will come up to the Triforce from the bottom this time.
Unfortunately, syscrusher's going to have to use it in the next room.
Can Fred get through this way? Oh, he can't. You gotta go from the top. Oh. That's too bad. Now he's gotta go through the... It's not too far out of the way. Just a little annoying. He's gotta go up to the top now. Yeah, now syscrusher still looking for the ladder. And the Triforce.
They ended up going south and then realizing that that's not very fun. So now he's going to try to go through here and squeak by a Patra.
Took Fred a little bit of time to find the ladder in Dungeon 6. Ooh, there you go.
syscrusher up aid after clearing that room with all the blue and red bubbles.
Okay.
He took a lot of damage in there, and he was cursed, and then he barely got uncursed, and I think he was just like, all right, let me make sure there's not another path that doesn't have 7 paths.
Right. I'll jump in the stairs. It'll take him to the other part of the dungeon. Fred now at 7 Triforces, just needs to find Dungeon 8. And you can go right here, syscrusher. I remember this.
He doesn't need a bomb to get through that wall.
There you go. Alrighty. I think there are 2 chutes over here too, like right next to each other, which further kind of ruined how to get through 6. Fred blowing the whistle, or the recorder, to find all these dungeon spots, which aren't dungeon spots at all, just caves. You'll have to go up on, I think it was Death Mountain, wasn't it? Where 8 was?
Yeah, I believe 8 was north of the power bracelet.
Yeah. Alright, there's some more stairs. Was this the ladder? I don't think this was the ladder either. Yeah, this was more stairs.
Chat saying that 8 is on East Death Mountain at the Arrow.
Okay, so did need the power bracelet then to get to that dungeon. Another set of stairs to syscrusher. Fred's still got... He might actually spend a little bit of time before he finds Dungeon 8 if he goes to the left side of Death Mountain first. And that syscrusher does need... He needs a little bit of help, because he knows where to go for most of the stuff, but logistically, it's going to take a little bit of time for him to pick up all of his Triforces. Because first he's got to get this step ladder too. Though I guess, is it required? I don't know if we've necessarily seen a required Triforce. Maybe we did.
Fred used it a lot in one of the dungeons, but I don't know if required was true.
Shaddy's saying the Triforce in 5 is ladder blocked, and I trust Shaddy. So we'll go with it if it's required. Picking up the potion. Here's the other shoot room.
Yeah, syscrusher really trying to conserve keys as much as possible, being as short as he is, but it's just not working out for him.
Oh, if you don't want to try to get that compass, don't even bother. Oh, man. Too many red bubbles. Oh, Fred's going to be finding level 8 pretty quick here. Yeah, he's going to find it pretty soon. And it's gonna be rough if syscrusher wants to make up time, because syscrusher still has to go to Dungeon 8. Even though he found it already, he couldn't get the Triforce out of it. And now we have Fred in Dungeon 8.
Shay finding a key on the ground, that's going to help him out. He should be able to find the ladder real close to here.
Oh, the hand. Gotta clear out those hands. Those are I always hate the rooms where you think they're cleared and you touch the wall and all of a sudden out comes a hand. And it's so, you could miss that so easily, and that is the one with the ladder, so whew, that would be frustrating. That doesn't matter for him, he's got his ladder now. Now he just needs to grab his Triforce. He still hasn't seen it. Fred saw the Triforce before he saw the ladder when he was clearing this dungeon.
Yeah, it's
right here. Or
right
maybe
up in this room,
no,
so he
never
finds
mind.
the ladder and then is able to just clip over here. So
yeah, you're right. Fred got the ladder first and then is able to trip. Yep, there we go. Syscrusher 4 Triforces needs 4 more. So only needs... Fred needs 1, Syscrusher needs 4. Syscrusher can go left, and this would be a pretty quick Triforce for him over here.
yeah, I think he was actually headed in this direction to clear out this Triforce.
Yeah.
And just decided to check on the way, and that's how he found 5.
Yeah, might as well.
So he's going to have 7 done pretty quick as well.
I think Syscrusher has found all the dungeons. So I don't think he has to clear any overworld, but still, he's going to have to hope that Fred has a little hard time in 8, and Syscrusher just finds the Triforce right away. Now, looks like Syscrusher won't take the key, which is good for him, because we know it's a dead end, so he's going to jump in the stairs and do the right thing.
Well, Syscrusher already saw a path that gets him over to that Triforce, and since he's so low on keys, he's just going to take the one that he knows works.
Yeah. I think Fred did too, but Fred got greedy. Oh, the red bubble dance. They want to dance with you, but Fred does not want to dance with them. Oh, just got him.
Fred's showing off those blue candle strats.
I like it.
Especially with the enemies rolled down to, with the bosses rolled down to 0.
Yeah, just roast all of them.
Destroys the land moles. Which is funny that the land moles count as bosses for HP, but don't count as bosses for rooms being cleared.
Mm-hmm. Syscrusher will get his Triforce here, and then now that he has the ladder, we'll be able to get it out of 5, according to our informant Shaddy. It was ladder blocked. Fred still digging around 8 can be very, very long, frustrating dungeon with all sorts of transports. I think it has, what, 6 different transports? Six sets,
transports,
anyway?
and 2 of them are one-ways, if
6
I remember
total.
correctly.
Okay, whew, that's so annoying. And 2 items as well, so there's stairs everywhere. We don't have any open stairs, I don't think. I can't recall ever seeing an open stair, so we must have that flag on or off, whatever. However you want to look at it. There's more stairs to walk through.
We have seen a couple of open stairs, but not a ton. And not all of them get turned off by that seed either, so.
You don't? Okay. Alright, so he's back in that room that we were watching at the very beginning of the stream that they kept fighting over and over, and now he's gonna get through this a little bit faster with a white sword, and then needs to find the Triforce. Some bombs from these Gyptos. Bomb the rest of them. Yeah,
as Arnax, it does feel like a lot more, mostly because you end up taking so many of them multiple times when you get lost.
Oh, Fred gets some bubbles. Oh. Now Fred can be bubbled the rest of the... he's going to use a potion just to get unbubbled. Maybe if Fred can be like permanent bubbled, that would be the opening Syscrusher would need to get back into this.
Well, now Syscrusher's bubbled in this dark room. He's trying to get back to the blue.
It's being feisty.
No, come back!
It's playing hard to get. Oh, there he goes. These bubbles. Whew, he almost got hit again. I don't know how he avoided that. It was skin of his teeth. And meanwhile, we have Fred still going in stair after stair after stair after stair. And there he is. He comes out right on top of the Triforce.
All right, so we have Fred ready to dig into 9 and see how nasty the Great Equalizer is today.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to have to be really, really, really bad.
All right, so the quick rundown, because we've seen this happen very fast. Ganon may be required, Ganon may not be required. So if we hear a roar, we are probably ignoring it right away. If we find a shutter door that does not open after we've cleared the room, then we know Zelda has been locked in by Ganon and he is required. If we find a shutter door that pops open after we clear the room, then Zelda is free to leave the dungeon without having to deal with any pink.
Insta roar, everybody's saying. We don't have audio on, so everybody's saying the insta roar. So Ganon must be. Oh, there's the silvers. Oh.
Insta silvers will take care of the insta roar.
Yes, they will. And will we get insta Zelda right after we kill insta Ganon? Ganon have one HP.
Oh, that's a one-way transport.
Oh, that's funny. I forget those exist, the one-way transport or one-way doors. They don't happen very often. Oh, he gets a bubble too. Oh, man. He has that other half of that potion yet that he could use. Syscrusher still looking for the Triforce in 4. It's a big dungeon, is second quest 4.
Fred's looking for the open Zelda room, so
Yes.
he doesn't know if Ganon's in his own room or not. He never went in, but he's just kind of tracking to the open Zelda room. He knows he can always up A and get to Ganon.
Yeah.
Although fighting Ganon in slow mode. Okay, there he goes. Potion's up.
He'll chug down the other set of the potion. Is Ganon to the right or is he to the left? I'm going to say he's to the left. Or is he run room up? I think he must be to the left.
Or something.
A little bit. But yeah, he's gonna have to get lost and unlost and lost again, I think, at this shoot. This is Crusher looking for. Whew, yeah, he's still got to get 8's Triforce, which is way up on the mountain. He'll have to get 5's Triforce. He's got a lot of time. He gets the compass, which tells him he's almost to the Triforce. The other way, though.
Fred's got to be careful here. If he runs into another red bubble, he's going to be stuck in that until he finds a blue.
Yeah, there's a blue in a few rooms down. This Crusher's having a hard time getting to the Triforce. Yeah, not too many. Yes, this is a best of 3. Yeah, not too many key doors, it seems like, in so far.
Yeah, Fred came in with, I believe, 4. He's only down to 3 from here.
Oh, this is the room I think he got bubbled in. And he gets bubbled again! Oh! Oh, man. And he's gonna be so slow. Look how slow. Oh, frustrates me. I'm not even playing.
You programmed it, Fred.
Yeah, it's your fault, Fred. Yeah, he should be doomed to be slow the rest of it, just for putting it in. Should have done game 2 first. That's funny. Oh, he's got to clear out these Dodongos over there. The Syscrusher gets his Triforce out of 4. Alright,
so Syscrusher's starting to catch up a little bit. Fred's still digging out 9. Hoping to find the princess before he has to fight Ganon.
Yeah. I would think... Well, he didn't find a direct route, I think, to Ganon yet, because Ganon was to the left. But yeah, I would think you might as well, with Ganon right at the start, you might as well just kill him, because say you get this far into the dungeon and you run across the Ganon-required shutter door. Seems like it would make sense, too. But, again, when you're watching from afar, it's very easy to make decisions.
Even when you have great runners, like, especially when your brain has to figure out everything.
Oh, push block. Oh, it is a push block.
So when your brain's trying to figure out, is this second quest overworld, where are the items, all those things, like simple stuff like I gotta kill Ganon is like, yeah, at some point I probably have to. I don't even care, but let me just like make sure I have to.
I think now he'll try to the left, and we'll go fight Ganon slowly. Yeah, there he is. All right, well, Zelda, I guess in his case.
I was just gonna ask the same thing, RD. I have no clue if getting Ganon's Triforce will actually clear the red bubble curse.
I didn't think so, but it's not like a traditional Triforce. All right, there he is. Come on, get her. Yeah. Alrighty, so Zelda is down, or Ganon.
Yeah, he's still slow. As Buletta's pointing out, like, most of the things that clear the Triforce are actually things that are full regens, basically. Like, so fairies, Triforces, potions, like, those are the things that will clear it. Or, I believe, resetting your console clears it.
Punching your computer might also do it if you're playing on a computer. So Ganon was in his vanilla room. I would assume that Zelda would be in hers, so then you're looking for the entrance from the bottom. Or buying a new Zelda 1 card, yeah.
That's why you see Fred is cutting across here. He goes up into that first room, and then he's like, okay, it can't be this, so I'm just going to keep going. Syscrusher up to 7th Triforce. Only one left to get.
Shaddy wins $5,000 for being right about there being a ladder block in Dungeon 5. Now Syscrusher needs to go to way up in the top of Death Mountain. He's been there. Just needs to get back. Oh, he's still got so much time. I mean, he gotta hope that Fred just... he has been slow for so long. Oh no, one more hit.
Yeah, that's the one thing about that slow mode. It's not just your movement speed. It's also your ability to, like, dodge and maneuver in combat.
So Fred is, what is he? Oh yeah, he saved and restarted so that he is back to normal, which is not very long to get there. Just a couple whistle blows, and then he'll be right back to Dungeon 9. Syscrusher in 8. Now 8 took Fred a decent amount of time to find the Triforce, so unless Syscrusher gets crazy lucky and gets the right path, he's going to be in here for a little bit. So yeah, the question is, as posted in chat, how long before Fred gets red bubbled again? Shaddy? You have a guess?
So did Fred? Thanks, 7-8. This could come down to whoever finishes first.
Oh, man.
Good observation.
Oh. Fred's just going up, up, up in all the rooms trying to find Zelda. He's got so much of the dungeon. She has to be in the very left.
Yeah, he's got to find a way back over there. I think through Ganon's room is probably his most effective branch.
He died he was trying to check for a bomb wall in one of those left side rooms. And I think he died before he could put a bomb down. So unless we've got 4 key doors on the way to Zelda, and there's not a single key to pick up in 9, it's going to be hard at this point for Fred to get flummoxed by Dungeon 9. Nope, not that way.
Him coming out of this room might kill him when this patch respawns.
Ooh, nope. He's a quick little guy. Oh, no, not... Oh, there's the walkthrough. Alright, so now this is part where Fred hasn't been in. She's got to be just around here somewhere. She could be in this room. No.
Nope, not yet.
Could be in this room.
Check north one more.
No, not yet. She's going to be like the last room he checks. Oh, those dudes tossing their...
It feels like she's in, like, the far left.
She might be up here, past this key door. Past the key door. There she is.
GG's.
Not Ganon required. GG's. Ganon required, though. I think you might have had to go through Ganon's room.
There's a good shot you had to go through Ganon's room, yes. Syscrusher does forfeit, knowing that there is a Game 2 coming up in just a little bit. So we will be foregoing interviews, obviously, until after the Game 2 is finished. Fred finishes with the time of 106.09.
Good time, good time. That was a good race. I think, really, when you come down to it, I think just not getting that recorder early hurt Syscrusher, because then he was kind of going through the dungeons unknowingly in the wrong order, to where he kept getting ladder blocked, and because the recorder led to the ladder, which led to 5's Triforce. So I think that maybe was, I guess if you're going to point to one thing, I think that could maybe be the one thing to look at. But, you know, everything all different.
Yeah, Syscrusher just had to double dip a little bit too much. He wasn't able to, right mode this seed.
Yeah. But, again, when we're sitting here watching both sides, it's easy to be able to say, well, that was the right way. But when you're playing and you have no idea, who knows? I mean, at that point when he was in that dungeon, for all he knew, it could have just been, a boomerang in there. So why get it? But that is the randomizer, and that is what I think for the most part, we love about it, is you just never know what might come next. But anyway, they're going to be starting their next game pretty quick, and I have a bedtime, so I'm going to go to bed. So I don't know if they got someone joining you for game 2. I would think there would be somebody coming in for game 2. So I'm going to go to bed. So do appreciate you, Magic Friend, sitting along beside me while we could watch this. It was pretty fun. And I'm sure we're going to have a good time later, and it'll be a good game. Hopefully, just for the sake of having more games to watch, maybe we'll get Syscrusher to win game 2, and then we can have an exciting game 3 because everybody loves it, game 3s. So I'm going to bid all of you good night and good luck to both fcoughlin and Syscrusher in their next game.